Now this is what I call a shield. Hey guys, Kakarot197 again, and today we're having a look at the high-grade Beguir-Pente, the machine that was famously used by Shadiq's harem. And this model kit was provided to me by my favorite online hobby store, Hobbling Japan. Links down below. So let's find out if you should buy 1, 5, or 0. Because at first glance, everything looks pretty great. As a remold of the Beguir-Beu, the proportions are on point, you'll be hard pressed to find any seam lines, and it's got a really cool color scheme. You don't see too many purple mobile suits, and the red makes it even more unique. They also just go really well together and create a mysterious and badass vibe for the machine. Combine that with the accessories and the added detail, and you've got an awesome looking machine that you wouldn't want to mess with. Which is why I bought the maximum that I could. But my enthusiasm was quickly knocked down a peg when I saw the sticker sheet. Oof. It's been a while since I built a model kit with remold syndrome, but boy did that come back with a vengeance. You've got the understandable ones like the 3 stickers on the head, the 2 on the shoulders, and the 2 on the hips that are also covered by clear parts, and the 2 sensor stickers on the beam rifle. But what really irked me were the gray ones for the sensors. They look fine enough, but still. And here you also have to choose. Either you have the antidote system active and apply the stickers, or you don't use them and leave the clear blue plastic exposed. And it's a similar story on the shield. You can choose between active or deactive stickers for the center, and then you've got a bunch of metallic green ones that are hidden when the shield is closed up. But unfortunately, all of this doesn't mean that the Pente is completely color accurate. You'll still need purple for the claws, gray for the front and back of the shield, and finally black for a lot of small details on the shield, legs, back skirt, and so on. At least the hollow parts are mostly out of sight and out of mind. But yeah, straight out of the box, the thing looks fine from afar, but to get it perfect, especially with the antidote active, you'll have to put in a bit of extra work. But now let's look at the accessories, because that is probably the main reason you're going to be buying this. Unless you're a fan of Shadiq's harem. For ranged warfare, it comes with this oversized beam rifle that I absolutely love. And it got that extra bulk from the large energy container on the back so that it can shoot more, and the double targeting sensor so that it can shoot more accurately. And it's also got a movable handle to make those over-the-shoulder poses easier. And now it is already time to have a look at the non-kinetic shield, the main event of this model kit, thanks to its iconic anti-Gundam system, the antidote. To activate that system, a bunch of panels slide open on the shield, and also these sensors on the backpack. And just because it can, the shield can also be launched and remote controlled through a wire. One end of the wire simply slides into the handle, and the other goes into a connector piece that not only connects the wire with the shield, but also connects the entire shield to the included clear action base, which also has a few leftover pieces. And this then allows you to pull off some really nice poses with the shield in action. And the goodies don't end there. The handle of the shield is securely connected by both the hand and the pegs that go into the wrist, and thanks to a swivel joint and 2 hinges, the shield also has a lot of freedom. However you want the Pente to hold it, you can do it. Securely. This really is the perfect shield handle, and I'm loving it. And finally, it also houses a very simple beam saber that fits securely into the hands and comes with 2 clear green beam sabers. We might not get a second beam saber handle to use it with, but you can use it with the beam rifle. And with that, it's time to have a look at the articulation of this thing. Although, you're probably not going to be too surprised if you've already seen a review of its predecessor. The head is on the usual double ball joint for some really good upwards, downwards, and rotation. For the shoulders, we get some more double ball joints. It goes nicely forwards, backwards, up, down, and rotates around all the way. And for once, I don't really have any problems with this ball joint popping out, so kudos for that. Then the arm goes up nicely all the way, thanks to the moving shoulder armor. It also rotates around, bends at the elbow on only a single joint, but it is more than 90 degrees at least. And then we get another ball joint for the hands. We'll wiggle around, turn around, and do everything a ball joint does. And then we get another ball joint inside of the waist, which is also on a swivel joint. So we get some really nice forwards and backwards, some side to side. And this swivel joint will also take care of the rotation because the hips don't have any rotation whatsoever. But what will rotate around in the hips are the legs. They go forwards really far, and then the backwards movement is decided by how far out you move them. Because the back skirt doesn't move, but that doesn't mean that the legs are any less articulated, because as you can see, they go out very far. So yeah, those legs, partially thanks to the design, are extremely well articulated. And you don't even need the movable, I mean, can you really call this a front skirt? Whatever. The legs will then rotate around, bend at the knee on only a single joint, but again, for a single joint, it at least gives you quite nice articulation. I have seen double joints that are worse, but it's still not a trend that I'm super fond of. And we also have some separating armor there. Then the feet are these delightful claw feet. We have a ball joint at the top for some nice forwards, backwards, sideways, and rotation. Then we also have a little bit of in and out movement. And of course, the claws can move as well. And then last but not least, we get to the backpack. This thruster can go up and down. The sensor units can also go up and down. And then we have this flap here that can also go in and out. So yeah, in part thanks to the design of this machine, it's got some really great articulation. And things only get better once you throw in an extra action base. So as always, the inevitable question is, do you want to buy this? And the answer is kind of a, yeah. I do absolutely love the color scheme and the accessories of this thing, but you can feel that this thing is a remold. And like I said at the beginning of this review, that did have a bit of an impact on how I felt about it. It's not the worst, far from, but it's also not the best kit that I've built from the Witch from Mercury series. Still, the accessories ensured that by the end, I did fall in love with this model kit. So, if you're a fan of awesome shields, or, like I said before, Shadiq's harem, this is the model kit for you. So then, for some size comparisons, here it is next to its predecessor, the Beguir-Beu, and the team leader, the Michaelis. Followed by its main enemies, the Ariel and Choo-Choo's Demi-Trainer. And then finally, here it is next to the standard sized Gym Custom and the always bulky Zaku 3. As you can see, the Pente is a pretty lean and mean machine with a huge shield. But that has been all for this review of this anti-Gundam mobile suit. Again, if you want your own, links down below. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great day, and I'll see you all next time.